So let me get the show started by introducing our first guest on stage, Samantha Teshima, our 2025 Miss Asian Global, Miss Asian STEM, and Miss Imagine Talks title holder. As a clinical pharmacist and consultant, Samantha's mission is to ensure others are able to use their voices to be heard. She educates and mentors students and pharmacists to become strong advocates of health. Outside of her work as a clinical pharmacy manager, she serves on multiple board of director and leadership roles and continues to grow her consulting company, TeshRx. Let's give it up for Samantha Teshima as she joins us on stage.
Okage samade. I am who I am because of you. This is a phrase in Japanese that means so much to me because it shaped me into who I am and what I stand for. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Oh, you guys, we could do better than that. Come on. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
That's more like it. My name is Samantha Teshima, as Alice mentioned, and I'm proud to be your first half Japanese, half Korean Miss Asian Global in all 40 years of our incredible pageant. But more importantly, today we are here for Imagine Talks, and I'm honored to be one of your 2025 Miss Imagine Talks speakers. Over the years and throughout my journey with the Miss Asian Global pageant and as a pharmacist, I've come to realize that I can have the best of both worlds, being half Japanese and half Korean, and having such a wealth of experiences to draw upon. However, it's not always been this way. I grew up right here in the Bay Area, but in Danville, California. And for those of you who don't know Danville, it's not exactly the most diverse city in the Bay, especially not 20 or even 10 years ago when I grew up in elementary and middle school, being one of 5 Asians in my entire school. Now, it's fine in elementary school when kids are just playing and having fun, and they don't really see race. But in middle school, that's when I realized that I was different. And it wasn't in the big things. It was these little tiny things, such as my classmates always asking me, "Oh, are you Chinese?" just because I was Asian. Or at lunchtime, when I would unpack my lunch and pull out a thermos, and my classmates would look at me like, "What are you eating in that thermos?" And then the worst was when I would be in class, one of my classmates would try to get my attention. And once they got my attention, they would look at me, and when they would do this squinty eye thing, just to try to get a reaction out of me. And because of these experiences, I became more reserved and closed off, and I didn't want to talk to anyone. And it was so bad, I couldn't say good morning to my carpool group. But then one day, there was a teacher who called me out in front of the entire class, and she said, "Nodding your head is no longer acceptable. I need you to speak up." And in that moment, I had one of 2 decisions. Either continue on being quiet, reserved, and shy, and not showing who I was, or actually taking a stand for once and showing the world who I was. So that ended up coming in the form of my middle school graduation speech, something that I never anticipated that I would ever do. So the middle school graduation speech, I remember I went from 0 to 100, and it was a lot happening all at once. And I remember standing there on stage, absolutely shaking like a leaf. It was so bad that I forgot what I wanted to say right there on stage. And I turned to the principal sitting next to me and actually asked her, hey, what am I supposed to do? And all she did was start clapping and cheering me on. The rest of the audience and my classmates started cheering me on. And that gave me the confidence to get through the rest of my speech without any concerns. That first speech was that step I needed to go into high school, to actually participate in class, make friends, and take on leadership positions. And that first leadership position was just treasurer of a science club, something so trivial. But to me, it meant the world. It was the first chance I had to finally meet like-minded individuals and realize that I too could be a leader. And the very next year, because of the mentors who supported me in that leadership role, I was able to be president of that very same science club and move on into college and pharmacy school, growing and expanding into more leadership positions that more than I ever could have imagined in my life. So moving forward into college, I had mentors supporting me in my leadership roles, but one mentor told me that I shouldn't just be a leader. I should find ways to elevate others to also be strong leaders in our society, just as those had helped build me. I then became a peer advisor for the Department of Chemistry, and I was able to help students who came to me crying because they'd failed their classes and they didn't know if they could graduate. But I'd also gotten into pharmacy school at the time, and I was able to be there for those students who also wanted to take a very similar path as me. I was able to share my insight on the application process and be more present for those students who needed me. So fast forward to pharmacy school. I was student body president of our pharmacy class, and I was able to uplift some of my classmates with me. But I met one of my most pivotal mentors in pharmacy school. Now, had I not learned to use my voice throughout middle and high school and college, I never would have connected with one of my most pivotal mentors of all time, Dr. Goldie Yavari. Dr. Yavari is a clinical pharmacist by training, but she started her own company, Past Naplex Now, just 25 years ago. We connected because we both were on the same level of energy and excitement and commitment to the profession of pharmacy. Dr. Yavari always told me that you never regret taking opportunities, whether in pharmacy or recently in pageantry. She's been there for that as well. And in these last very short 5 years that I've gotten to know her, she's also been there to encourage me to not just do one-on-one mentorship, but 1-on-100 or 1-on-1,000, expanding my teaching and ability to mentor in a bigger scope. She also encouraged me to pursue my own consulting company, TeshRx, just 4 years ago. Because I've had so many mentors who've empowered me to use my voice, I now want to use TeshRx as a way to give back, to help pharmacy students, and honestly, pageant girls, also empower them to find and use their voice to help others. So what is TeshRx? What do I do in this company? I lecture at renowned universities such as UC Berkeley, UCSF, and my very own alma mater, University of the Pacific. But I also am able to still do that one-on-one mentorship with these students, 1-on-100 and 1-on-1,000 even, on the national level as I work alongside Goldie in Past Naplex Now. But one thing that I'm very passionate about as a pharmacist is medication safety. I completed a postgraduate residency specialty in medication safety because I know that it's important for our patients to understand how to take their medications appropriately. But not only that, we need to empower our healthcare professionals to empower our patients to take their medication safely. There's a two-pronged approach. And that's what I love about TeshRx. It gives me the flexibility to be able to do this work outside of my role as a clinical pharmacy manager. So that's a little glimpse of my life in pharmacy and how I became the person I am today. But there's another side as well, pageantry. This is something I never could have imagined in my life that I would ever get involved in. But in these last 2 very short years that I've gotten to know the Miss Asian Global pageant and staff, many of whom are in the audience, can we also just take a moment to give an applause to the Miss Asian Global staff who've put this all together? Thank you. Without the Miss Asian Global staff being there, not only giving me their love and support and kindness, I would not be the person I am today in any aspect, whether in pharmacy or in this pageant. So for that, I am extremely grateful for all of their support they've given me over this short amount of time. And I know that I want to continue to be involved in this pageant for many, many years to come. So that is my story. And this is kind of telling you a little bit of what this phrase, okage samade, I am who I am because of you, means so much to me. And as you listen to the rest of the Imagine Talk speeches today, taking in all the inspiring words from our amazing women here, I also encourage you to find what this phrase, okage samade, I am who I am because of you, means to each and every single one of you. So thank you everyone for this amazing opportunity to speak. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Imagine Talks, and I will see you again at our reception. Yay!